Let's be real for a moment. If you're a man over 40 diving back into the dating world, whether after divorce, heartbreak, or just years of grinding, it probably feels like you're walking into a bad investment. You're not Mr. Right, you're just what's left. And deep down you know it. The dating market has shifted, and not in your favor. What used to be about connection is now a brutal numbers game, twisted by modern dating dynamics, hypergamy, and a collapse in relationship standards. But here's the kicker. It's not your fault. Most of what you were taught about love, dating, and how to be a good man was outdated the moment female dating strategy hit TikTok. Now, women over 40 are competing in a different league, chasing high-value men while secretly fearing the ticking of their biological clock. Meanwhile, the average man is wondering if he's enough, or if he's just the last one standing after the party's over. Sound familiar? This video is going to flip everything you thought you knew upside down. We're talking dating psychology, red pill dating truths, post-wall realities, and what it really means to be a man with leverage in this upside-down relationship market. No fluff, no victim talk, just truth, strategy, and power. So buckle up, because by the end, you'll see exactly why settling might be the worst deal you ever take, and what you should be doing instead. The silent shift. How the dating market flipped without you noticing. The rules changed, and no one sent out a memo. 10, 20 years ago, a decent man with a job, values, and loyalty was gold. Today, he's often just what's left, after women over 40 spent their prime chasing excitement, only to find themselves re-entering the dating pool post-divorce or post-wall. This isn't about bitterness, it's about clarity. The dating market collapse isn't fiction, it's economics meets emotions. Men are waking up to a new reality, where their steady value is often overlooked for flashier, short-term traits. Let's talk numbers. A 43-year-old woman with 2 kids, a career, and a past full of situationships now swipes past average men chasing the top 10%, the so-called high-value men who often aren't even looking to settle. That leaves a flood of men, stable, grounded, and overlooked, wondering why they feel invisible. It's the dating reality check most won't talk about. What you were raised to be isn't what women are told to want anymore, and that creates a silent crisis, a relationship power shift that no one warned you about. If you're a man over 40, especially dating after divorce, this disconnect hits hard. You thought maturity was attractive. You thought being emotionally available was rare. But what's rewarded in theory is often rejected in practice. This is why many women regret. This is why Mr. Right feels like a myth. And what's left is a man with emotional scars, waiting in line behind red flags. But here's the part no one dares to admit. It's not all doom and gloom if you know where the leverage really is. Leverage has changed hands. Why men now hold the hidden advantage. Here's the plot twist most men over 40 don't even realize. The longer you wait, the more power you gain. Sounds wild, right? But think about it. While many women are racing against a biological clock, dealing with the aftermath of choices driven by female hypergamy, and wrestling with late dating regrets, you're building experience, stability, and perspective. In a world where emotional intelligence is rare and confidence is currency, men with leverage are the ones who didn't rush to settle for less just to feel chosen. Take a look at midlife dating truth. Men age into their value. Your 20s were about potential. Your 40s and 50s are about proof. You've likely weathered storms, maybe you've built a business, led a team, raised a family, or rebuilt your life after being left behind. You now understand relationship market value from a position of wisdom, not fantasy. While many post-wall women are scrambling for a second chance at what they rejected in their 30s, men like you are finally stepping into a rare position of choice. That's power. Quiet, unspoken, underestimated power. But let's not get it twisted. Having leverage isn't about revenge or superiority. It's about clarity. It's knowing when a deal is no longer worth your peace. When a woman brings emotional baggage but expects premium treatment, you'll need to ask, are you being chosen or just accepted as what's left? This is where your mindset matters most, because if you don't know your value, someone else will define it for you. And guess what? That leads right into the next hard truth most men overlook. Why you feel undervalued, and why that's by design. If you've ever felt like no matter what you bring to the table, it's not enough, you're not imagining it. The current dating psychology is wired to make the average man feel disposable. Social media, pop culture, even dating apps, all push the idea that women deserve more, while subtly implying that men should settle for less. This isn't just about ego, it's a tactic. Keep men chasing, doubting, comparing, and they'll never realize their own worth in the chaos of modern dating dynamics. And it works. Men are now competing not just with each other, but with the curated fantasy of what women think they can have. Meanwhile, the female dating strategy often involves holding out for someone better, richer, more exciting, until reality hits. That's when they settle. But here's the twist. Why women settle often has little to do with love, and everything to do with fear. Fear of loneliness, of running out of time, of not being chosen. That's when "you'll do" becomes the new "I do." And if you don't see this trap coming, you'll walk straight into it wearing a suit and a hopeful smile. But you're not here to be someone's second option or consolation prize. Not anymore. Once you understand how this dating truth for men is structured, you can stop playing a game rigged against you. You can stop auditioning for women who never actually wanted what you offer. Because the moment you flip that mindset, when you go from trying to prove your worth to simply living it, you start attracting from strength, not scarcity. And that's where things really start to shift. Settling is a silent surrender. Why taking the deal costs you more than you think? Let's say it plainly. Settling isn't compromise, it's quiet resignation. And in the current relationship market, many men over 40 are being encouraged to take the deal simply because they're tired, lonely, or believe it's too late to find something better. But here's the brutal truth. Choosing someone just because they chose you isn't connection, it's survival. Especially when that person sees you as the safest option after a lifetime of chasing chaos. That's not love, that's damage control. You have to ask yourself, is she with you for who you are or for what you represent? Stability, safety, a second chance at a fantasy she missed in her 30s? A lot of women settling down after failed adventures aren't choosing love. They're reacting to fear. And when men ignore this, they trade peace for presence. You become a placeholder, not a partner. A man with no leverage, giving up his future just to avoid sleeping alone. That's a steep price to pay for short-term comfort, especially when you know deep down, you were built for more. But here's the twist most men never see coming. Walking away? That's the real power move. It doesn't mean you'll be alone forever. It means you're not for sale. It means you'd rather build your life solo than build it with someone who only wants the version of you that fits her needs. That's strength. That's male self-improvement in action. And that choice, that clarity, opens doors to something most men never even realize they could have at this stage in life. Redefining your worth. Becoming the man who doesn't need to settle. When a man stops chasing validation and starts building value, everything changes. And I'm not talking about flashy watches or six-packs at 45. I'm talking about real, lasting upgrades, financial stability, emotional intelligence, discipline, leadership, peace of mind. These are the traits that quietly elevate your relationship market value while everyone else is chasing surface-level appeal. This is the core of male self-improvement, building a life that feels good even without applause. Think of it like this. When you become the man women want after they've learned their lessons, you don't have to convince anyone. You just live. Read books like The Way of the Superior Man, hit the gym consistently, invest with intention, cut distractions, and upgrade your circle. That's how dating after 40 stops being a crisis and becomes an advantage. You're no longer competing in a broken market. You're rising above it. And when women see that, their entire tone shifts. Now you choose. Because here's the final truth. The man who knows he doesn't need to settle is the one who never has to. That's the secret behind why women chase average men who've done the work. It's not because they're average, it's because they're present, stable, and quietly powerful. They've stopped trying to be Mr. Right. They became right for themselves. And that's exactly when the game flips. But only if you have the courage to stop playing by old rules. Let me ask you this. What's your life really worth to you? Are you living it for peace, purpose, and power? Or just to avoid being alone? Because here's the truth no one likes to admit. Dating in your 40s isn't about starting over. It's about doing it right this time. Now you know the game. You've seen the masks fall, you've felt the imbalance, and you've witnessed the relationship power shift play out in real time. You're not what's left, you're what's real, and that's rare. So, are you going to keep accepting offers that insult your growth? Or are you finally ready to build a life that makes you impossible to ignore? This isn't just dating advice, it's a challenge. To every man listening, upgrade yourself. Stand tall in the truth. Refuse to be a backup plan in someone else's endgame. The minute you raise your standards, the world starts matching them. And the best part? You don't chase anymore. You attract. If this hit home, don't just nod and scroll. Drop a comment, share your story. What was your wake-up call? What's your next move? Let's talk about it. And if you want more of this kind of clarity, the kind that cuts through the noise, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay plugged in. Because the truth? We're just getting started.